were talking up in my office earlier about now you're really starting to do more, bring some of your history of entrepreneurship and business into the social impact and into the projects. Share a little bit about that. You're talking about the furniture. If you feel comfortable sharing that, bringing in old furniture and being able to help sell that into the Romanian market, secondhand products, and that can fund nonprofit work here.
Yeah, I worked together with some of Norwegians called REC, REC, and that was the first company in Europe that took out Elysium. And Elysium, it's a material, and most of the cost of that is really power. I mean, electricity power to produce that. And Elysium is a material that you use for a lot of making computers, making phones. Elysium, it's just the basic. I don't know. They have these motherboards.
Okay.
They you have a lot of silicium in those, and also in the sun wafers. That's silicium cut very fine. And I was able to work with these two guys who had this invention of it, and they put up a big production in the north part of Norway. So I was with them, and so I've always been an upstart, seeing the opportunities. And I made then we started up a big IT company taking care of all the government softwares, IBM big computers. Also worked very close to Citrix when that was launched in Europe. So I became almost the chief of Europe on Citrix, but I never wanted to. It took all my time. I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do. This.
Yeah.
So I decided to pull out of that, and I started my own business doing buying and selling cars, because that was easy, and I had a lot of connections. Bought and sold 400 cars a year, just by myself. I had one guy with me, and I had to take. And watch and see maybe 9,000 cars a year. Had to pick them up. But that was a good business for me, and was easy, and that gave me time. So every time I went to Romania to sit in the board meetings here in Vieta, I just sold more cars than ever.
Okay.
So it was a blessing. So well, now this is my path.
Yeah.
And then I decided to go over to real estate. And real estate became then but small. I never had these big dreams. I wanted to have a good home, a nice car, and still be able to go to vacation with my children, be able to show them the world and so. But not that I was happy with that. I didn't know so I was never had the intention to make. Of course, I was lucky. Maybe I could, but I'm so happy now that I'm 50 years now, 51, and I'll be able now to use my time as I want.
Yeah.
But still, so then I came up with this idea, or together with the organization up in Campina here, also that we are now having a storage for 5,000 square meters up there. So that was the biggest issue, because a company came to me in Norway and said, "Listen, the thing about recycling now is that's not what we want. We want reuse all materials, all the building materials shall be reused. That's our policy. That's environment. That's recycling is not, because then it's so much gases, it's so much things going on, and so expensive. You have to go the transport here and there, and so the reuse of materials. That's what we want to do." And they came to me, and I had 60,000 square meters of offices that was going to be pulled down in the mid-center of Oslo. And I couldn't take it. And it was doors, it was windows, it was furniture, it was lamps, it was insulation, it was everything there. And that was renewed maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. But they wanted to turn all that and build up a new structure and everything. The buildings were from 1960, but all the time they were renewed. There were fire doors, things that costed many, many millions of euros. Many. And I couldn't take it. And then suddenly some friends of me in Norway then came back with this, and Marshall called me from Campina and said, "Leon, we have these possibilities now to take. And I have the storage. and have the storage. It's about taking the furniture and reuse it. So they have been now taking down a hotel in Norway. They have been able to sell a lot of furniture, a lot of lamps, a lot of everything. Beds. They have 300 beds in that. And the beds they were Johansen special made in Norway. But the mattresses were costing new maybe 1,000 euros. Wow. But still they were 2 years old. Wow. And the point is that the company that was going to make that new hotel, taking down all the old hotel, they had to pay 250, maybe 350,000 euros to just do the demolition. Wow. Of those parts.
Just to take all of
it was because that's environment, that's how they want. You have to pay a fee on doing that. Yeah. And then suddenly, to the organization up here, it's a lot of money. Yeah. So they brought 10 people up there. They took all down and put it into containers. The company bought and paid to pack the containers, paid to send the containers, nice. And still they were saving 200,000 euros.
Incredible.
And for here, it was 200,000 euros income.
Sold on the second hand.
So it's about, and this is the path we want to go now. We have a lot of clothes companies in Norway now that they just destroy the clothes because they don't want the clothes to be in the market. Even if it's 2 years old, if they put it into the market, that will be bought. If they put it on half price or minus 70%, then it takes buys from their new stuff. You understand? Yeah. So they cannot put it into market. And I come to them and say, I want to buy the clothes. I pay you 5 euros for that. And the price retail maybe was 300 euros. And then we can take that, put it up to sale here, and not dealing with second-hand clothes. Yeah. We do it with new clothes, put it up. So we have a lot of things. You may have some ideas how to put up new, and we want to be there. You and me, Ryan, we'll be there for the upstarts to come with, and be there to inspire you, to give you what we've learned during our years here, what not to do and what maybe to do.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's, I think that's something that burns in my heart.
It's good. I love it. I love it. You're taking your history, your strength, and really what you know, and you're bringing that and going, how can I use this to make an impact in Romania and in your own unique way? And so I absolutely love that. You know, we're all about pushing how can business be a force for good, and you're modeling that in another way. And then I think the idea of being external, being in Norway and coming to invest in Romania as a foreigner, you have an opportunity to see things differently. Yeah. You come in and you come out, and that's a really good thing because when you come back in, you can see the changes. You see the market differently because you're not. I say you're not street level, you know. In Google Maps, you can go down in street level, and that's how most of us see life. Yeah. But when you actually leave and come in, you get a different perspective on the market, and I think that's really refreshing to come in, not just to do good business, but to make an impact in the country through that business.